We got a Brosner Animal Mystery, top of the show. Haven't done one of these in a while.
Okay, love that.
You're usually the mystery guy. I don't know what it is. I haven't read it yet.
At some point, we've only been in the studio for 2 years. At some point, Kyle could maybe get some mystery music on the board where he could play a little mysterious.
Wow, it's kind of mysterious.
I kind of liked it. I don't think it was bad. I know where your head was at. You're like,
know
it's
what I
not
want.
The more you know.
Well, I want it to be a bed of music score.
Oh, underneath.
Well, this won't make sense to the listeners because right now they'll be hearing that score.
Perfect. Kyle wins.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Set it up.
This mystery occurred on May 16th, 2025. We're in Ohio, right on the border of Pennsylvania. That's the Northeast, Peter.
Didn't know those two states touched.
There's a man, presumably, named Chipper.
Could be a woman.
Well, any thoughts?
Male.
Chipper is a serial killer.
What do you think it is?
Oh, so far?
Yeah.
All I know is they're on the border of Pennsylvania and Ohio, and there's a guy named Chipper around.
Yeah, I mean, that's enough information to solve it.
Based on all that information, I'm going to guess there's a squirrel that's done something.
Okay.
Chipper.
Okay. So, heavy rains had just flooded the area.
Kyle, you need to... Can I interrupt for 1 second?
Sure.
You need to, first of all, you suck. But secondly...
Wow.
Yeah. You need to get ahead of your game. Like, when Patrick says heavy rains flood the area, you need to get the... Yeah, sound effects for everything.
Will this make sense to the viewers? You can add that too.
They already heard it.
All right.
Well, I'm kidding, Kyle. We love
Some
you.
of our recent lake beaches flooded.
What's a lake beach score?
It's a beach around a lake.
No, but what's the score for it?
Flooded.
No waves.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Move on.
Okay.
Jesus. If that was me, you guys would have derailed the whole podcast.
Hang on. After a
yelling at me.
few days, the water levels receded. Okay. Chipper's wife and his son recently went to one of the beaches where there's a playground.
Okay.
And they came across so
This.
if you can pull up the picture without him saying what he thinks it is. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good job. All right, here we go. We got the
They
picture.
came across this.
Ew.
Ew.
Looks like a bloody carcass.
So, Peter, what are we seeing? Describe this mysterious animal that came after the flood.
It looks like a splayed out carcass of some sort with blood red stained on the top of its back. And a really strange, is that the skull of its face?
Sure
Give us
is.
a zoom in. It does look like a skull.
Now, Peter, about how big does
Pterosaur.
this thing look to be to you?
It's actually next to a sizable looking log. So I would say this thing's maybe 18 inches.
Oh, I was going to say much bigger.
24?
No, it's
I
it's
was going to say
big.
3 to 4 feet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Damn. Okay.
I can smell this picture.
Yeah.
it's
it smells
gross.
pretty heinous.
Yeah.
Chipper wants to know what type of carcass became the subject of my son's nightmares for the next 6 months.
It's a good question.
The blood on the top is interesting because if it's what I think it is, how does it get the blood on the top of that hard exterior?
So you're saying it's a turtle. Thanks, Peter.
I didn't say that.
No,
you said
hard
that.
exterior.
Well, I mean, it'd be
a
lots of
very
things that have a hard
large
exterior.
turtle for North America, right?
It's so hard to say. I mean, the skull looks very mammalian to me. The skin looks it's clearly decomposing.
Could it be a pygmy hippo?
I feel like it's more like it's.
Is that a turtle shell?
It could be, but if it was, it's not what you're thinking. And
Okay.
I'll circle back to that. My first instinct when I see that is not turtle, it's mammalian. And the skull, like you're looking at the skull, the head is facing towards us, obviously rotted really a lot. It looks like a woodchuck to me.
Interesting.
Like a big, fat
Bloated.
rodent. Yeah.
Very
Doesn't it
bloated.
kind of look like that guy?
I could see
Like
that.
a
yeah,
big
because
ol-
they have big fat bodies.
Right. It's like it's lost its hair. and it's,
That hide, though.
Let me throw another one out. Can you
Tough
pull it
hide.
back up, Kyle?
but the hair goes almost first in the decomposition process.
Is it possible it could be a beaver?
I thought about that too. I'm really struggling to understand the back end of
I know.
it.
Zoom in on the back end, please, Kyle.
The feet
Yeah,
are
so if you're just looking,
short.
it is very strange. If you're just listening, it's worth taking a look because it almost looks like a giant sea turtle, which wouldn't be in a lake, that someone cut the shell off of.
Ugh.
It does look like that,
But
but
does that tail look beavery?
it's very fat, but that fatness has probably also come from the bloat and the decomposition. So I
Okay.
think, Kyle, give me one of these real quick. Google image soft shell turtle skull.
Okay.
Let's see what the
I like
skull
where you're
looks
going
like.
here.
And that's going to tell us if that's going to line up.
No.
That's not it.
That's
That's
not
not
it.
the skull.
That's not a soft shell.
So
turtle
the
skull.
only possible turtle it could be, go back to it. No. The only possible turtle it could be is a soft shell turtle,
right.
right? Because a regular turtle, it's got the shell. It just doesn't look like that.
Mm.
But I wasn't familiar with what a soft shell turtle skull looked like. So it's not a turtle, to be clear.
All right.
So we are.
Chipper thought that was Chipper's best guess.
He's close, and I mean I get it because the skin and the discoloration does look like a dead, decomposing soft shell turtle.
Yeah.
It's not. It's mammalian for sure. Why don't we do this? What state were we in? Pennsylvania, Ohio.
right on the border of Pennsylvania and Ohio.
Why don't we look up mammals of Ohio quickly, Kyle? Let's get a little.
I mean, this
checklist.
is a good one. I'd like to go to this site, and take some samples.
Yeah.
Hit that muskrat image. Well,
What
groundhog.
would you
That's what I
What
said.
utensils would you bring to grab
What do you say?
samples?
An X-Acto knife
Okay.
and
A beaker.
a vial,
So it's
a,
not
a Bunsen burner.
I don't think it's the muskrat.
I think it's much bigger than a muskrat.
Muskrats get pretty big, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get like 3 foot long. So I'm sticking with my original guess, which is the groundhog there, or the,
Not a groundhog. Groundhogs are much smaller.
what did I say?
Woodchuck.
Yeah.
Woodchuck, chuck, chuck.
What is a woodchuck?
How much wood could a woodchuck
I don't
chuck?
know.
I don't know either. I think it is a groundhog. I don't know. Uh,
Just be a beaver?
Look at a beaver skull. The problem is the teeth. Oh, wait. Hold on. Go back to the image. Go back to the... I'm an idiot.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a raccoon.
Really?
Oh.
wow. Okay. Okay.
It's a dead, super bloated raccoon. I'm almost certain. Let's take a quick gander at a raccoon skull.
That makes sense.
The skull's a good way to figure it out.
Maybe not.
I don't know. It's
Top-
pretty close.
Go
Those
to that one that's
fangs.
bottom. Go one over, so it's more top down. Now go back to the image. Yeah,
That's pretty similar.
Pretty close.
that big nose gap. Yeah, yeah,
I think that's.
I
what
think
it
it's
is.
a big-
I will say the nose cavity is significantly different.
yeah. But I think that's rotted and broken out. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like it's
okay.
starting to chip away.
Yeah, because the
Right.
skull on the top left there looks a little bit.
Now let me
rotted
ask you
out,
this:
too.
Can you just go to armadillo skull?
Ooh, interesting.
Armadillo.
They have armadillos there.
They do a little further south. They might have them there.
Wow,
Oh,
armadillo
no.
skulls are super cool.
Yeah.
it's
I've never seen that
Certainly
before.
not a dilla.
Look at that head on that.
That's a good
armadillo.
animal mystery.
Very. It's very hard to identify. It's gross.
All right, so
This is
gun
one.
to head. What
was our guy's name?
Chipper?
Chipper.
This is one that if Chipper had decided to make a fuss on his like local like what's the Facebook thing that everywhere it's like the neighborhood watch thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, like
next
his
door or
ring
whatever.
Next door.
Next door.
Like if he had made a fuss on Next Door, this would have been a national news story.
right.
Yeah,
Totally.
alien creature washes up in creek. You know, like
Unlike
this-
the Mirror UK.
Yeah.
Where they put all that clickbait
Yeah.
shit.
Okay.
This
So
is a good one.
gun to head for me. I'm going raccoon, and I'm going raccoon.
Can you just really quick say just Google image rotting raccoon corpse?
Yeah. It's gonna get like a safety violation.
Kyle's gonna get banned. Yeah.
Oh,
The problem is with like rotting and decomposing things, everything decomposes differently based on the environment.
Sure.
Well, yeah, because that's in water, so
And that's why it's so bloated and everything
Bloaty.
else. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Those are gross pictures.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
All right. Well, that was a good mystery. I'm going to go raccoon gun to head. The tail doesn't make sense to me. I don't think maybe it's a beaver. You're just not seeing the teeth. I don't know.
Gotta have the Brosters weigh in
what do
on
you
this
think,
one.
Kyle?
Beaver kind of makes sense to me.
Look up a beaver skull real quick.
Beaver.
no
It's
teeth.
probably like a porn website.
Beaverskull.com.
Beaverskull.org.
.org.
.xxx.
Yeah, not
No,
really.
see, it's the shape.
Totally not.
Shape's not right.
Skull wise, I think
This could be a
raccoon's
this
the
could be a
closest.
cryptid. This could be a cryptid.
Yeah,
Because
it-
it's, I mean, yeah, get the rec.
What's
It's
the-
not really.
What would
a
have like that big
raccoon.
nose cavity?
I think that's just broken away. Same with the eyes. Like, see how they're not circular anymore?
Yeah.
Like they're chipping away. They're,
Even the
they're
top part of
rotting.
the skull over there is missing.
And is there a ridge on the top of the skull? You know, how some animals get that ridge. I don't know. Hard to say. Real gross.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. It's
it looks
really
very
gross.
uncomfortable.
It does.